All right, welcome back. A Thursday here on Orange Bloods Live. Alex Dunlap and Cody Carpentier here with you. And look, Cody, we did it last week, and people liked it. It got a really good reception. Your 10 takes from your column. I haven't read it yet. You're gonna give your takes, sort of like a Texas takes thing. Cody's 10 takes. Now, not a final takes. That'll be final takes Friday. So we're not giving our final takes before the weekend, but we will be giving 10 takes here. And Cody will be giving his 10 takes as they relate to college football, Texas recruiting, all the rest of it. And sight unseen, I will be reacting to them and telling him whether his takes are bad. If you think that they're good or bad, make sure and leave a comment below. Please remember to like the show, subscribe to the channel. We certainly do appreciate that as we continue to grow this Orange Bloods Live YouTube presence. Just a quick note, tomorrow, final takes, and then Saturday, I anticipate coming to you guys live from Thibodaux, Louisiana, where we'll be at the Manning Passing Academy. Hopefully be able to kind of bring you all the information that we've gotten, by then we will have gone to the Friday Night Lights event, got to see Arch, got to see like 7 of these quarterbacks that Texas will be facing on the 2026 schedule. So make sure and stay tuned to that. That, of course, will come out Saturday morning, as always, with our 9 a.m. show. With that said, Cody, let's get into the Texas takes.
All right. My first Texas take from this week is Texas lands Ishmael Kamara, Landon Williams-Callis, Easton Royal, John Meredith, and Monson Sales.
Is that a real take, or is that like a bold? Is it? I forgot the rules of this game. Are these bold predictions?
So they're not all bold takes. They're not all cold. They're not all. They're all.
These are all things you believe.
These are all things I believe, and I have an attachment to it. Like, so what I wrote below this is I put this at like a 15% chance up from what like if I would have told you 2 weeks ago this, I would have said sub 2%, like not even, maybe 2%. Now today, after the official visit season is complete, Ishmael Kamara feels like he's in a good spot. They're competing with him with Oregon and SMU. Landon Williams-Callis has been some predictions for the running back out of Randall to be a Texas Longhorn, still competing with A&M. Easton Royal is a Longhorn. John Meredith is a Longhorn. And Monson Sales, listen, everything about him coming out of the official visit was positive. He says that Indiana, Ohio State, Alabama, LSU, Texas are all on the same footing. And Anwar has come out and said that his sourcing believes Texas would take both him and Royal. So I put this number up from 2.5%, 2% to like 15%. And this number feels like it's going up every single day.
Can I say the most likely Longhorns to the least likely? So the most likely is John Meredith, right? I guess I'd say Easton Royal's the second most likely because he's actually committed, even though it feels like he's going to have the recommitment, all the rest. I think Kamara is probably next on the list, then Williams-Callis, and then I think Sales is at the bottom. It doesn't seem tenable to me to get Easton Royal and Monson Sales. It seemed we've talked about it before. What's the recruiting pitch? But you're right though about Anwar. He comes out, he keeps on saying in our Slack, he's like, dude, if Sales wanted to commit today, they would take his commitment. Like, there's no question.
When he says stuff like that,
Anwar's got good sources. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
he's like, you guys aren't believing me, and then when it happens, he's going to be like, told you. And So anyway,
and the fact that he talks so much about it, like there's not many recruits that Anwar talks a whole lot about. He's always been talking about Sales lately. So look, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that I think basically this is a question of do they hold on to Royal and then land Kamara, Williams-Callis, and Monson Sales. I say that's probably less than 15% for me.
All right. Well, I'm up to 15%, and I think it might add a percentage point or two over the next couple of days. Number 2, Arch Manning dominates the Manning Passing Academy this week, participating in every single drill available to him. You and I are on our way right now to be watching Arch Manning and the rest of these quarterbacks. We talked about the little preview show on Wednesday. Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton, Austin Simmons, Trinidad, John Mateer, Kamario Taylor, Julian Sayin, to name a few that Texas will be playing this year. I think Arch dominates because he's the most comfortable in that setting, of course, and he looks as healthy as we've seen all year.
All of 2026?
Yeah, to this point.
Yeah, sure. I hope so. Gosh, kind of got a lot of eggs in that basket if you're the Texas Longhorns. Right now. Yeah, dude. I think he's gonna look. If he didn't participate in every drill, that would be concerning on its own. That would mean he's not back to 100%. He's gonna take part in every drill. Um, yeah, and I think he looks great. There's gonna be a lot of great quarterbacks there, though. I'm not sure, and you know some of these guys like Julian Sayin is a guy,
A
and
ball
all
spinner.
all these guys are like they've been going to these
Yeah.
camps since they were like 8 years old. Like they've been doing 7-on-7s. Like this is old hat. It's old hat for Arch, but it's old hat for a lot of these guys. And we know Cody better than anybody. When you get these guys in these kinds of settings where I mean, I would just tell people go look at like I was kind of like because this will be my first Manning Passing Academy, right? I don't know what to expect. So from a content perspective, I'm trying to map it out, and we're gonna talk with Catch about that, like what we're gonna do. But like I go to the combine. I've been to how many? 15? Was it 15 or 14? How many have I been to?
15.
Was it 15 this last year?
Yeah.
Like I've been 15 times. I know exactly how the content's gonna roll out. I know it's gonna like with this. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go. So I went and watched some videos from the old Manning Passing Academies, and it was like the highlight of one of them in these recent years was Joe Milton because he was just he's just got this cannon. He's throwing it flinging it 75 yards with his wrist, and like it's all the Joe Milton. So it does. You can look really good in these settings and not necessarily be that great as a quarterback with everything that comes along with when the real bullets are flying. So I don't think anybody goes out there and looks like they're just dominant above the rest. These guys are all going to look real good, but I think Arch will look great. He always looks great in these kind of setups.
All right, if we're gonna get through all 10, we got to put it on. We got to put this thing in like third
All right.
gear. Number 3, everyone in Longhorn Nation is sleeping on transfer tight end Michael Masunis. That's gonna change this year. That's all.
Well, I mean, we're like analysts, right? So I mean, we cover the team, we talk about it every day, but like our our show gets like 10,000 viewers for every episode. Are we considered part of Longhorn Nation?
I mean, yeah, but
Or
everyone
or
is
are
kind of a
or are you talking about the fan, like just the fan base?
yeah, mostly the fan base. Like there's not enough talk about Masunis out there. There's a lot of talk about a lot of other players, and I've also seen like projected depth charts this and like this is the starting lineup and this is that. People that cover Texas, and I just say Longhorn Nation because like what everyone except for you and me. No, I just say everyone in Longhorn Nation is sleeping on him because there's people out there that don't even include him like in the starting lineup projections. It's like it's Nick Townsend or it's this, and I'm just like this guy. What are we doing here?
I think people are sleeping on Michael Masunis a little bit more than they should. I don't think everybody is.
I think a lot of people are, but that's a fair take. Number 4, about 1 month out from fall camp kicking off, I have an immense belief in Hero Kanu potentially being the co-vocal leader on the defense next to Colin Simmons and Jelani McDonald.
Dude, you always leave Rasheem Biles out of this thing. You know what I mean? It's just because he's a guy that we haven't seen like doing it at a Texas practice or whatever. But you remember what was it Kyle Lewis? What he told us at the Senior Bowl? He's like, dude, you're gonna get a dog that goes around, lifts everybody up, is gonna be the leader of the defense, all this stuff like that. I think that, dude, Rasheem Biles is gonna be out there for every play on defense. He's gonna have to be one of these guys that's vocal and can communicate from the position that he plays if he's going to stay at that will inside linebacker. So I would say that if there's somebody who I think next to Simmons and Jelani, who are certainly guys who are going to be vocal leaders, I'd say it's more like I think it's out of necessity. It has to be Biles.
Okay. I think that's probably fair.
I think Hero Kanu can be more like a vibes and locker room guy.
He's all here for the vibes guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay at linebacker. Number 5, Cade Hogg decommitted yesterday from Texas. Was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I'll put my name next to Jarrell Bridges out of Midlothian. How do you say it? Midlothian?
Yeah.
As the guy I think Texas flips in the next month or so. He committed to Houston on May 30th, and he was in for an official visit this weekend. He's the guy for me at linebacker.
That's 100% right.
All right, number 6, new Texas defensive tackle commitment Tyler Alexander plays more snaps in 2027 than his class counterpart Kasai Curry.
You
And the
think
reason
that?
and the reason I say this is Alexander is more of a prototypical defensive tackle, can play more 3-tech and knows. I compared him to Jaleel Johnson coming out of Iowa. I think he's a much better frame on day one, whereas I see Kasai Curry much more in like the eye of Justice Terry, where it's a guy that we visualize as a guy that can bump outside, bump inside. But physically, I don't think he's ready for the SEC right now. Alexander, I think, is the most ready, even if you include Jason Johnson from Atascocita, who we think is going to commit to Texas on this upcoming Monday. I think Alexander is the guy that plays the most snaps as a true freshman.
What I mean, what do you think Kasai Curry weighs?
I don't think he's going to be able to hold 300 pounds as a freshman.
What is rivals? So rivals at what does rivals have him at?
They have him at 330. I don't think he's 330.
330.
I don't think he's 330. Maybe I'm off base on this.
Hold on. Are we
physically look at foot?
The Kasai Curry's puny? I don't think he's puny.
I don't think he's puny. I don't think he's physically ready for the SEC right now. That could change in 365 days. Don't get it twisted.
I think Kasai Curry is going to be just. I think this takes cockamamie.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the point of the takes. Number 7. It's June 24th, and I haven't watched a single minute of the NBA draft, and I haven't watched an out of Major League Baseball this summer. I consider that a win.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a big time win. Is the draft? Does the NBA? I don't even. Is the NBA draft happening?
Tuesday. The draft was on Tuesday.
It was on Tuesday?
Yeah. The only reason I found it out was because there was like something popped up on
Orange
I even
Blood?
listened to Ryan Russillo and I like he talks about the draft, but I like don't process like when the dates are.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden it was just like the draft is tonight, and I was like, what?
Trying to think if I've watched any Major League my son likes watching that Banana League baseball stuff. I've watched an inning or two of that, but I've not watched any MLB. Dude, I'm a giant sports guy, obviously, but I'm a giant like football guy. It's like in my brain, I not only have to do the NFL stuff and the fantasy football stuff, but I got to do this stuff for Texas and this like the SEC, and then I have to think about recruiting and the high schoolers, and that's enough.
It doesn't
sports.
slow down.
It's enough sports for me to just it can overwhelm you. You know, like the one thing that the only other sport I really watch is MMA.
Yep. That's the only sport I've watched. That, and I've watched a couple golf tournaments.
Yeah,
and a couple NASCAR races.
I'll flip on golf just on weekends whenever I have one of my stupid golf pool teams in the running. But even that, I feel like that's just anytime that happens, it's just pure luck because I don't know what I'm picking with these golfers. I go and read a preview blurb about like this guy drives it really well, and it's like whatever, this guy's really good in strokes gained or something, and like that plays real well on this course. I'm like, oh, all right, I got the hot tip here. I'm going to pick him on my pool.
Okay. Can I give you the tip to how to win this league?
This stupid golf league that we play in. Yeah.
Yes, I won the U.S. Open this weekend.
Did you?
I won. And you want to know the trick?
How much cash did you take down? Like 1,200?
1,500.
Oh, dude, that's a hit. That feels good.
So here's the hack, right? I was the only player in the tournament that had a finish under par on the whole tournament. I was the only one. The second place guy came in was at even. So and I've never done it this way before. Usually I'm like preparing, reading this, reading that, watching back, looking at trends. I woke up on Thursday morning and I think the first player hit the tee box at 6:30. And I got to take my wife to work, sat down, go to the bathroom, 5:45. And I was like, oh, I haven't put in a lineup yet. And I put in a lineup right there. I was just bang, 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 hammered it.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just plugged it in, good to go.
That's the way to do it. Just zero research.
No thoughts. I was like, this guy's been hot. I'm good here. I think this guy's here good. Okay. Anyway, number 8, really quickly, Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith breaks one of the Power 4 receiving records in 2026. I'll go through them really quickly. Receptions is Michael Crabtree with 134. Receiving yards is Crabtree with 1,962. And Stedman Bailey has 25 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith is going to break one of them.
Steady B. Golly. He didn't die, right? He's got shot.
He got shot. I don't think he died. I get him and Chris Henry. Chris had me.
Why don't you look that up real quick, and I'll tell them about Texas Beef Traders. Make sure to go check out Texas Beef Traders, our great friends right there in the heart of Lakeway. Go check them out. Check them out this weekend. Go out there, have dinner. You probably want to call ahead if you're going to want to have dinner. They're starting to the word's out, and it's thanks to a lot of you guys. But probably call ahead if you want to eat. But dude, if you just want to get some meat, you can head up there whenever you want. Go see Darren, go see Thomas, have a beer, just hang out up there at the shop, dude. It's the coolest shop in the world. Texas Beef Traders, TexasBeefTraders.com. Make sure while you're there, pick up some of our seasoning. It's called Longhorn Dust and Elite Spice Blend from Alpha Seasonings. You can also get that at alphaseasoning.com. Alphaseasoning.com is where you can go to order Cody and I's spice blends, the best ones that you'll find out there. Proprietary ingredients. It's a big secret. Or look, we just tell you, we look to the ends of the earth to find these ingredients. It truly is the best. Super versatile, really good. Your kids will love it. Alphaseasoning.com is where you go. Alphaseasoning.com. And make sure and visit our sponsors, Poncho. $10 off when you scan that QR code. They have right now the 1776 collection, I think is what they're calling it, for America's 250th anniversary. Maybe the shirt's called the 1776, but one super cool shirt that I'll be buying this coming month to make sure I wear on the 4th of July. I'll have to send that one to you, Cody. But yeah, man, Poncho. Make sure and go check him out. All right. He's not going to break. He's not going to break. He's not going to do that.
You don't think he's going to break any of them?
I think he's got. I don't think we're talking about Jeremiah 2,000-yard Jeremiah Smith. I think that the way people talk about him, like the greatest prospect ever and stuff like that, it's not just that he's going to put up elite counting stats. I think that it's just the way that he projects at the NFL level, given his body type and his speed, size, just this freaky athletic specimen. Would it surprise me if he broke one of them? No, because like I said, people are already talking about him like the greatest since Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson and the rest. But I don't think it's I can't put a high chance on him having the best season ever at one of those. You said Power 4 receiving. Oh, so the three, the big 3 counting statistics in the Power 4.
Yeah, Moss's year at Marshall was 1,625 touchdowns. So he did have a maniacal year, but that was not P4. These are specific to P4.
That's tough, man. I think it's different getting 25 touchdowns in the Big 10 versus steady doing it in the Big 12.
9 catches per game on a 16-game season would get you
all those. Dude, it's just different in the Big 10 than it is. Like all those are Big 12 record holders that played in this stuff with these air raid back and forth games when you play 75 plays a game and stuff. I don't think it's going to happen.
If he has 9 catches in 15 games, he'll give 135 catches, which breaks their record. Number 9, Dia Bell's the next Texas quarterback to win a national championship.
No, that's Arch.
Last week I mentioned Texas playing Oregon in the national championship. I don't think they win. Meaning Arch departs Texas just like Peyton, Eli, and Archie departed college with no national championship. Dia Bell is the next national championship quarterback.
I can't get on board with this. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, finally, number 10. We brought it up earlier. I recently updated my 6 stars of 2027 that Texas lands with. It included Easton Royal rather than my initial projection of Monson Sales replacing him. I haven't felt good about it ever since. I obviously prefer Easton Roy. I've talked about that. But ever since taking Sales off that graphic, I feel more and more like Sales will be on that graphic when the final bell tolls.
Well, it's what and it'll feel real bad that you had him on there whenever nobody thought it was going to happen. You took him off and you bowed down to pressure. You were scared of getting canceled by the cancel culture, and you'll just have to feel the pain and repercussions that that inevitably come along from being a total coward.